Hey guys, I'm Kat. I founded and now direct Elijah Rising. And I want to introduce my colleagues there on the back row, Sarah, Sam, Micah, Liz. So if there's questions after my talk, they can help out. So Elijah Rising is ending human trafficking in Houston by equipping a new generation, a new breed of justice warriors for prayer, awareness, and intervention in the spirit of Isaiah 1:17. Isaiah 1:17 says, come on guys. Rebuke the oppressor, plead the cause of the widow, and defend the orphan. You guys, all of these missions are so worthy. But if we have one girl that's being sold for sex in our city, we don't have a city of justice. We've quoted the Kleinberg study. I'm a sociologist too by training. But I would respectfully challenge my esteemed colleague, who seems to have left the premises. I would respectfully challenge my esteemed colleague to do the demographics of the commercial sex trade. Because every layer of jeopardy that is experienced by young girls in our city winds up in the commercial sex trade. Houston has the highest percentage of men between the ages of 18 and 65 who have solicited sex online. 21.7% of men in Houston. There was a double-blind study done. They posted a hyperlink on the internet, didn't identify it by city. It said, if you want to have sex with an underage girl, click this link. 33% of the click-throughs were traced back to Houston. You guys, oil, disposable income, very male-centered industry. In the immortal words, Houston, we have a problem. And so Elijah Rising is equipping a new breed of justice warrior. What do we mean by a new breed? We mean a mom who drops her kid off at school and adopts the hotels and motels within a 3-mile radius of her kid's school to educate desk staff. We don't necessarily mean kicking in brothel doors, although ending human trafficking, equipping a new breed of justice warrior for prayer, awareness, and intervention. You guys, the answer to this thing is encoded in the genetic code of the church, right? We're the ones who are the gatekeepers of our society. We're the ones who have access to the throne of God. Let's ask him to change the reality that Houston is at the top of many official lists and if you will permit me and excuse me in advance, the horniest city in America. I tell you, Okay, this is what we do. We pray, we do awareness, we do the van tours. We put 13 people in a van and we drive them to high probability sex trafficking locations. If you consider the fact that 80% of trafficking victims, all trafficking victims, are trafficked for the purpose of commercial sexual exploitation, then I don't know if I'm doing my statistics right. Maybe Dr. Kleinberg can tell me. But then you can extrapolate that there's an 80% likelihood that if you drive by your neighborhood brothel, and yes, there is one in your neighborhood, there's an 80% likelihood that the people in there are under some form of coercion. And it's happening within 3 miles of where you're dropping your kid off or where you're going home. You guys, I appreciate all the missions that set the safety nets at the top of the cliff or the middle of the cliff, but we're down at the bottom of the cliff where the girls have fallen off. So we do van tours. We've developed a route. I've personally walked into more than 200 locations where girls are being sold, to count the girls, look at the licenses, take pictures if I can. 77% of the businesses I walked into were not flying any license at all. The technician or the business, and we do interventions. We do a variety of interventions. So this year, one of our goals is to have a little manicure station in the cantinas down in the ship channel area where the Latin American females are winding up after an arduous journey walking around the Falfurrias checkpoint, being raped in the dark forest down in Brooks County, and then brought up to Houston. You guys, I don't care how well fed our homeless people are. If we have one girl that's being sold for, really? That's being sold for sex, we don't have a city of justice. Look right there. That guy on the right, this is a picture taken by my colleagues. That guy on the right is bringing 16 Chinese female teenagers around the Falfurrias checkpoint. And my Blackwater friend likes to go down there and kind of lay in the ditch and wait for these guys to walk across. He's 6'7", you know, so he stands up, boo, right? This is a thermal image. But, well, when you consider the fact that we just found 30 new Asian brothels in the Memorial District, I wonder where these girls are going. Where are they going? Oh, wow. There's a brothel in our neighborhood. Our office used to be a Thai brothel, and we essentially embarrassed the landlord into doing the right thing with his property. But one block behind us, some girl looked us up, and she's working in a brothel 1 block away. She sends us these letters, please help me. And then she thoughtfully included a picture of the traffickers. I've given this letter to 4 different law enforcement agencies, federal, state, and local, and this brothel is still open right now. That's the letter. Yeah. Okay, look at this one. This was October 22nd. This time last year, they did a raid. How am I doing? They did a raid, telephone in Broadway. We went in to collect some artifacts, and there painted on the wall, it says, "You got my girls, but not me." Do you sense that a gauntlet is being tossed? I get so mad, I'm just shaking. Am I hollering? These are verified places that are selling sex in Houston that we have driven to and verified. And then this next one, see all those tiny dots? That's the good news. Those are churches. So we have a program called the 300 Challenge. We want the churches in Houston to adopt roughly 300 brothels that I have identified personally. If one church could adopt one brothel, you guys, if we are passive about this thing now, we are actually fostering an environment where little girls are being sold for sex. And I got on the dark web. It took me an hour and a half to locate a place that claimed they had 2 10-year-olds for sale. It's time. We got to wake up now. We got to wake up right now. So here's what I suggest. Take a van tour. Adopt your local brothel for outreach, research. You guys, I'll come speak to anybody at any time. You know I'm good for it. Thank you.